By Coot, not my real name. And the reason I got Coot is because I used to hunt mud hens back in my younger days. I was born and raised on mud hens, and that's how I got the nickname Coot. So it's always nice to come into a building like this and smell that fresh fiberglass smell of boats. I just love that. It's a good feeling. So my son Aaron here is going to help do the slide presentation for us. We got problems already?
Nope,
oh,
all good.
Okay. So what we're going to do is going to go through the timeline of my life with Coot's Lures, how I got from there to here, all the people I've met that influenced me, helped me along the way, and all that good stuff. And I'll eventually show you some of the tricks and some of the tips I do all the time for fishermen. I'm very good friends with Gary Parsons, Keith Cavias, Chase Parsons. I fish a lot with those guys. I actually designed some lures for those guys. They made money on it. So. And next March, coming March, I'll be down in Florida fishing with Keith offshore. Saltwater fishing is always a good time. So, all right, pretty much this is my social media here. My son Aaron runs it for me. He's great at it. He's got a master's degree out of Alabama, so he knows this high-tech stuff here. So, our first slide is, well, you can pay this too. So, but that was on Lake Erie. So this is how it all started. Back in 2000, I met a guy named Mark Wisdella. He came out of Saginaw Bay, Michigan. And over there, they were really big into this. And his technique was put a 5-foot leader, a flutter spoon, I should say the flutter spoon, 5-foot leader, then he'd have his worm harness on the end. So fishing with him and his partner for that week, he was fishing the PWT in Oshkosh. He did very well. I believe he cashed a check, and so I started thinking that's when the surge for worm harnesses was coming about in Winnebago area. So what I did is I designed a kit. 6 flutter spoons, 6 spinner blades, 3 hook harnesses, and you get 3 treble hooks and all that. But with this kit, go to the next one. There's my schematic. With this kit, you could actually build over 1,000 different lures in your boat, depending on the scheme that you want to run. So this is how I ended up making my worm harnesses. Just a piece of stainless steel with the beads, a quick change clevis, and this is a nylon cord with stainless steel wire. You make the knot, you heat it up with a match. It's welded. I've already had 50-pound muskies bite on this thing up in the Bay of Green Bay. It doesn't break. So I got sick and tired of making my own harnesses all the time. This is when I came up with the Coot Lure system with the stainless steel wire and all that. And the 2 kits. So we had the Coot 1 and the Coot 2 kits. Sold quite a bit of those. Actually, my business started in 2004. From 2000 to 2004, that's where I was progressing. Met Paul Draw, the owner of HT Enterprises out of Campbellsport, and I told him about my idea, how I wanted to have my own lure kit and all that. So he helped me get the lure kit going and all that. Then a couple years later, I come up with the rattling worm harness. This is my uncle, Bernie. We were on Poigan. And it takes the same stuff. All you have to do is clip on my worm harness. What's really unique about my worm harness system is I can change colors without throwing the crawler away, because the crawler is going to stay on that worm harness that I built. So I just interchange it, so it makes it nice. So I approached Keith Cavias and Gary Parsons with this. It was 2007. We were up at Beta Knock, and he kind of looked at it and just, I don't know about it. I said, okay, you got to remember, this is a rattling worm harness. Nobody's ever had anything like this. These things are fish like. They're like stick, salmon, flash, this. This is good all of that. Because with this worm harness, I can actually bend the wire. You can actually make a tip, and then one, you can make it more dominant, and all that kind of stuff. So he ends up taking my stuff. Oh, this is cool. I got a guy that's got and all that. So the next year, we're up in Beta, and I'm with Gary this time, fishing, and we're pulling harnesses. Let's go to cranes. I said, well, I want to try something new different for you. Okay, go ahead. So I put this reef rudder, my hook harness, take the back hook off a crankbait, and I put this on with a free crawler. So this bait's like this long. Looking at it, what the hell is this? I said, well, I've been trying this on Winnebago He said, okay, put it out. In 10 minutes, that board goes back. 12-pound walleye. Pretty cool. We caught 6 fish over 60 pounds. So we get back to lunch. So I tied up all these one harnesses for Keith, Gary, and Chase on all 3 cast checks. Gary should have won the tournament doing this, but it was a slot size. He couldn't catch a fish on 18 inches. It's unbelievable. So that's pretty much where my connection went from. With these guys and with these guys, fishing and trying different things and all that kind of stuff. So progressing from 2007 to 2008, in the entrance tournament in Redwood, Pensacola. It's trolling with cranks through the trees out there. You're going to lose a lot of cranks pulling through trees and all that kind of stuff. This was the tournament at Cabela's. So I was pulling out the placement and snow death hooks. It was the year before I tasted Gary showed me this death type. I really put this on there. But I caught some nice fish. 2010, Harris. Great painter in the spinner blade. I don't have the money to chase this down. I want to give you this lure to show people, and you can see it. I bet you can make a ton of money on it. What I like about this system is you got the flash and the wobble of the spoon, you got the spinning of the slow death going, and you got scent. What's nice is when you miss a fish, the fish comes out of the net because there's no more hooks in his mouth. It's so much easier than that fish. The spoon to bill. I don't know if it's something anything anymore. I couldn't start to cut some stuff around the lake area, but nothing around here. So, but I got a bunch of his spoons. You can take a look at it, but it's simple what to make the system. 2 to 3 inch, 10-pound flow, and you gotta have a bite for still on here. Get it this thing close to the water. Straight to an oil bag on the green there. Here's that fish. It's one thing. The one thing is, you're looking at 0.8 to maybe 1.3 miles an hour. This one I can go slow. Go fast. It makes it a lot easier. A lot of yellow weight. I'll do that later. So after that, that's another good killer right there. That I call that Halloween. That is a great bait. Same with Lake Erie. So then I came up with, this was 2012. Paul Grawl, the owner of HT, invites me to go to China with him to do a fishing show. And I had this idea about making some planer board lights because he loved to troll in Lake Michigan for salmon and all that. And we were using offshore board planer lights. I stepped on one and I broke it. I says, I got to come up with a better idea. And he says, what do you want to do? I says, we got to have something that would be an accessory. You don't have to make it as part of the board. You want something that comes on and off the board. So I came up with the Firefly. So we met the guy in China that actually makes a light that clips onto your fishing pole because they bank fish a lot over there. So they clip the light on their rod and they can actually see the rod bending like this. So my idea was just to take it and extend it and put it on a planer board light. So I have green and orange port and starboard. All it is a lithium battery, LED light. Just push it in like so. It goes on like that. And you just thread it in there. And what's really nice about these things, they float. So if you drop it in the water, you should have no problem getting it back. How I came up with the system like this with a battery, what's the worst thing on batteries? Cold. So I thought, okay, I'm going to test this battery. I want to know how long this thing is going to last. So I threw one of these in the freezer. It lasted 52 days, which is, you know, a lot of hours. So I put 200 hours plus on the package. I'm selling these as tip-ups now for guys. Guys said, hey, that's pretty cool because that lasts all night. And then the other problem with guys says, well, it's not a problem, but I see the light all the time. I said, build a snowbank so you can't see the light. What's nice is if it's on all the time, snowmobilers are going to see these lights in that area so they don't hopefully run them over. A lot of people put poles up on them or some type of light. But so that's the Firefly. I have, there's 2 years ago, him and I were up at Sturgeon Bay. He wanted to try out his new baits called the Hit Stick. And he's got the little smiley faces on there. And we used my board lights. And after that little fishing day, the fireflies really took off. So Keith really helped me with the firefly lights. So I do have replacement bulb and batteries lights. There they are right there. Fleet Farm sells a ton of these things. And my problem is right now I am short. I have nothing right now in stock. It's all not going to be here till like mid-May. So if you can check out Fleet Farm, they might have a couple left over or not. And if you have any issues or problems, I want to know about it right away, because I will take care of my customers, because if you're not happy, I'm not going to be happy. That's with all my products. I was taught never criticize another man's work if you can do it better. That's why I decided to start making my own stuff, because I wanted a better planer board light. I want a better trolling rod. I got the Magnet Go. I got my own crankbaits. And the people that have been helping me do this have making it at a cost to fishermen to enjoy their day out there. That's what I want to do, is have fun when you go fishing, not have to struggle to work at it. So there's the Rattling Wasp. I was also in 2012 we came up with it. I didn't get this on the market till 2016. I have 24 colors, 2 sizes, number 4s and number 5s. And what is unique to mine, show them the video. Can watch this. Nope.
That's not working.
Nah, ain't working now. Wait. No. There is a dive curve, and it's also on the Precision Trolling Data app. If you go under Vexen, look for the Rattling Wasp, and you'll see the 2 sizes there. Hopefully this year I'll be coming out with number 7s also.
I'll be able to show the video. It's just the YouTube one. So.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, what I try to do with the Rattling Wasp is they have rattles in them, which fish like sound, but most of the baits run about like this. My bait runs higher. So why I wanted that is if you're fishing structure, if you hit something, it's going to pop up quicker. Because if it goes like this, it's mostly the hooks are going to hook. That was another unique design, and plus I have the side-to-side wobble. If we could, can't get the video? Your high tech is not working here. So, but it's really erratic. I want to say thanks to James Keller and Brian Keller, the TRS owners up in Appleton. He bought all 30,000 lures and sold the snot out of them on 16. And I talked to him in 17. He says, okay, I got you a good start. So then I started pitching this to other stores. I picked up 35 stores that first year, and it's been going good. With last year and the year before, I've sold 20,000 lures just myself to mom and pop shops. These are pricing at $5.99. But today, you guys can have a 15% discount if you go and order online to James Halsworth. He's in Iowa. He handles all my Rattling Wasps for me. So I'll give you his business cards, I'll give you a form. You can look at the color scheme and all that kind of stuff. Also go on his website and do it there too, but we'll give you a 15% off if you wanted to order some Rattling Wasps also. Okay, so then I came up with the Magnet Go 2 years ago, but I've been trying this, about 7 years now. This is a magnet system that I came up with that'll hold your landing net when you go out after that fish. So it's going to stay in place until you get this fish in there, and it just pops off. What's unique about it is if you miss that fish, you can still go after them, because when you're trolling, what happens when you're trolling? That net's always going to go backwards. And I have some videos of a friend netting a fish. He sucked it it was a salmon. He stuck it down in the water, he missed the fish, and the net went right in the motor. I said, oh, perfect video. Oh, no, don't put that out there. I said, no, that's going to be great, because this is a great item for fishing. It's just an accessory. These retail for 10 bucks. I'll have a bunch of them here today for sale. This launched out last year, did very well on them. Menards is looking at, Walmart is looking at buying these now too. This is an Ego net. I love this net because I can do this to get way out there if I had to. I'm not indoor spawning enough like that, but I just like the deep rubber net for my walleye fishing. So that is the Magnet Go. And someone looking at pictures of one of those today. Oh, here we go. So you can see it holding right there. Pop, there it goes. There's the walleye for the Magnet Go. All right, my last invention I got going good right now is my Trollmaster trolling rods. Like I said, I never criticize another man's work unless I can do it better. I wanted a trolling rod that would be telescopic and had other features that I like. So I have a 8-foot and 8'6" telescoping rods. 8-foot collapses down to 6'10", great for rod storage. The 8'6" goes to 7'2". What I did to this is I shortened the butt up by 3 inches. I didn't really prefer the long handles because they're all stuck in, especially if you got a smaller boat. You got them in the rod holders, they stick way into your boat. Another feature you want to look for is the metal seats. This will make it a lot stronger for your reels and bigger reels on your rods. Another feature you gotta have, I like, because this is why I did it, you want this to thread forward to hold your reel in there. Because a lot of them are doing the reel seat up here where you have to tighten it. But what happens when you're playing a fish? You're getting torqued all the time, you're always loosening up. And also, I have a triangular grip that actually conforms right to your hand so you can't roll and lose it out of there. Then I also have the hook saver on here too. So I'll pass this around so you can feel how lightweight this thing is. This is a carbon fiber, 8-foot. So my next trolling rod, being over at Lake Erie a lot, I've been talking to a lot of charter captains over there. They don't like telescopic rods. They want one-piecers. So I said, okay, I'll see if I can get some one-piece mades for you. So I have a medium and a medium light, one-piece 7-foot rod with the same features on here too. So you guys can take a look at that. Pass that around. There's another one, Mikey. Get that one. I don't know which one is which. I should have marked them for medium light. Those rods, I'm going to try them out. I haven't done it yet, but I troll inline planer boards, as you see. These guys over there use the big ski hands. So they actually slide the line down on the clip. Fish bites, they pop the clip, and they just play the fish on the rod. I'll see how my boards handle up with these, but that's pretty much what these guys want over there. So I'm kind of targeting them right now for it. So when I troll, I like to have 4 people in my boat. Oh yeah.
So what is the long trolling rod retail for?
The 8'6" go for retail $54.95. 8-footers go for $49.95, and those 7-footers are going to go, I think, around $44.95.
Can you get those off your website, or?
I can't. This is another problem. China is so far behind in production. I can't get the blanks. My rods won't be here till June. The 7-footers won't be here till August, and that's with everything. Last year I made a run. I'm glad you asked the question. If you have any questions, jump in, please. Last year I made a run over to Lower Michigan. I was there for 4 days. I picked up 10 stores and I sold everything I took in my truck. It was unbelievable. They said, we're so happy that you came here, that you had product. They can't get product anywhere. You go into Fleet Farm, they have nothing. That's terrible. And that's why I'm kind of behind the eight ball on some of this product stuff right now. But you know, I wish I had a crystal ball. I should have ordered 22,000 rods 2 years ago. But as of last year, this rod, I sold 1,100 rods in 2 years. Everybody wants them. Once the word got out, the Real Shot sold over 100 of them last year for me because they sell everything online and all that. So it's been working out good that way. So as you can see, I troll a lot, and everybody says, where do you get this thing? And I said, well, I made this. This is called the Rod God. This goes into my pedestal seat up front, and I can put my chair on top of it so I can sit there. So I actually have it rigged for, and it holds 8 rods. So I'll run 12 rods with 4 people in my boat. So I run with the 8 on the rod gun with my trolling rod, or boards. And everybody says they've never seen boards like this. Well, I combined 2 of them because, say the outside board gets a fish on, I actually trip the line. It comes off the clip, and this little orange thing, this is a Churchill, it actually slides down to my 5-foot leader. Everybody says, well, don't you lose fish that way? I said, no, because once I tighten up that line, it just a little pop like that, and it just slides right down. But normally on Lake Erie or Bay of Green Bay, those fish are so big I don't have to trip my board, so they actually come right behind it. So when I run my boards, say cranks, I'll run my farthest crank on the outside lines, so that way it comes over the top of the other three. Then my shortest line will be on the inside. But I'll cheat sometimes to get my crank down further. I'll put an inline weight above my 5-foot leader to make that inside board, to get that one down deeper if I can, because a lot of people say fish get spooked when the boats come over them and all that kind of stuff. So I'll bring out one of my rods and I'll show you that.
For the specific features, why we have these two things.
All right, so when we do our videos, this is called a clutch it up here. It's a magnet system for 20 bucks. So there's a magnet on the back of my phone. So all I have to do is hit record and bang, I'm recording, so it works really nice out there.
For when we're night fishing, and if it's just him and I, it's really easy to get video clips because it's always hard to have a third person or fumbling around. So we just do that. So that's how we get all of our videos.
Yeah, it really worked good last year over in Lake Erie. We went, Aaron and I and a friend of ours did the fall brawl. That was fun, doing some videos and catching fish over there. So this is all aluminum, little bit of weight. So this is my standard trolling rig right here. The little orange ball on there, that's my bead stopper for my boards to slide down to. Also, it helps prevent weeds from sliding down my line. Then my 5-foot leader with just a snap on the end. So I can actually put an inline weight right here, and then clip on my worm harness here, and I'm out trolling for harnesses already. Take that off, put a crank here, take the weight off, and I'm pulling cranks again. A lot of guys will have a rod set up just for cranks and another rod just set up for harnesses. Some people don't have that luxury. That's why I kind of like the system I came up with, and it works great for me. I have no issues with it. Everybody, the first time, I should tell you this story. 2006, I think it was. I'm in the Sheboygan Walleye Club, and I didn't know anybody. I did a presentation over for the Sauger hatchery that I ran for 10 years with the DNR up in Oshkosh. And they said, hey, do you want to fish our tournament? I said, well, yeah. Well, we'll have to get a partner for you. And I said, okay, that's no problem. I can fish with anybody. So they give me no fish walleye. Okay, this sounds interesting. I get up to Calumet, and it's coming right out of the southwest. It's 3-4 footers. So I meet Wally and I says, okay, do you have a rain suit? Because we're going to need it. I was running a 20-foot Targa tracker, 150 on it. And yeah, we can do it. Okay, so it takes us 45 minutes to get down there. And I'm setting my lures up here because the day before I pre-fished, I found this fish and I thought, I better put on the harness stuff in it. He's watching me and looking, and he says, I've never seen nothing like this. This is, what are you doing? I says, well, I'm working on all lures and I'm in stores and all that kind of stuff. Are you famous or something? He says, no, but I'd like to. He actually won the tournament. You know, so him and I were fishing, did 2 TC tournaments together. Great guy. He's got his own little business up in the area. So, but well, he's a great guy. But like I said, this is my system for trolling right here. I use all my 8-foots. Sometimes I run an 8'6" on a dead board up front. Then in the back of the boat, I'll run my 10-foot rods for dead sticks. So this is what we're going to come up with now is Mike Schultz, my buddy here. He has the kill zone system, and I'll show you my system, how that works. Oh, that's my wife and Mikey there. So the kill zone is a 3-way knotless system. So if you ever pull cranks or anything with current, you would want this kill zone system. This is a mini. Okay, so what they got here, there's a nice little secret here for you I'm going to give you. This is my killing walleyes in Lake Winnebago and the Fox River. This has got a little spinner on it, slow death hook, and a bead. And with the kill zone, this is actually adjustable. I can put it wherever I want, but this is pretty much the height I use on the Fox River when I pull my slow death in the river there. I also use it for pulling flies up there. What's really nice about the Kill Zone, like I said, it's adjustable, it's lightweight. Mike is a Marinette native. It's all made in Marinette. Cool system. He's got some money invested in it. He first came out with the big ones, right? These look great too. And then he came out with the minis. So we're going to have these on film for you guys. So what you want to do to make this adjustable, you just have to push down, because it's a two-piece system. Oh, come on now. I'll take my thing off. There. So this slides up and down on the main line. Then you have the plunger. It's got a slot in it. You just find the line, push it to your click. Now it's locked in. So I would suggest a number size 7 snap swivel, and that'll clip onto your main plunger line like so, and you can fish just like that. So like I say, I use mine for slow death for the river. I pull flies with it. 2 years ago, if you want to fish current, like in the river in Oshkosh, like I did, we had only 4 inches ice. This works great. A 3-way rig system, ice fishing. Everybody kind of laughed at me. I said, no, it really works great. Because you want that current, you can set the adjustment of the depth, you know, and you got this bait just sitting there for that fish to come up after it. So, Mike Schultz in the Kill Zone. All right, what do we got next? Oh, the video. Is that going to work now? So here's the Kill Zone in action.
Security.
Yep.
There it is right there.
Yeah, see, that's a 10-foot rod I'm using there, dead stick. So we got that set about 2 feet right there, yep. Then all of a sudden the fish got under the boat, which you don't want, but hell of a net job there, quick. There he goes. So we got the big ones, and then we have the minis. These are all my products on my, I should say, billboard for my camper now for advertisement. So it's got my rods on there, it's got my magnet go, the fireflies, the rattling wasp. A good friend of mine, he's a DPI printer, so he gets all my wraps made for me and stickers and that. There's my boat I use. It's a ZV21, 2017 model, 250 Verado on the back. Great fishing machine. It's got a lot of room in the back.
Tell them a little bit about head to head.
Oh, which one?
How everybody knew who you were after.
Oh. So I fished head to head in the June 1st tournament last year in Oshkosh. It was a great format for me because I could actually show product, hopefully catching fish. It's a $500 entry fee. I had a great time doing it, and time I got done doing it, they said I was probably the most popular fisherman out there because I talked about stuff. I said, well, that's what I'm here for. I want people to use my product. Hopefully I can show them catching fish on my product. I won my first match the first day with 1 fish, and that's when I went into Dink Fest. I had to go to a quick spot and catch a walleye, and I caught one right away, and that's all it took was that 1 fish. So the next day I lost by 1 fish, and the second day I lost with 2 fish. Oh, geez, but it's a great format if you, like me, you have product, you want to get it out there and all that. It puts you under the gun. You're by yourself. Netting with the Magnet Go, that helped a lot. I got a couple of videos on TikTok and Facebook showing me netting by myself. Oh, that works great because you don't want that fish to hit the gunnel. You don't want that fish to hit the bottom of the boat because it'll put you in a penalty, timeout, all that kind of stuff. Had a great time doing it. So now we got some of the adventures they've been getting pretty famous about, I guess. So last year, going to Lake Erie with my son Aaron, we hit a deer just south of Cabela's at 5:30 in the morning. So we get out and we assess the problem, look at it, and it says, you know, there's no leakage, there's nothing wrong with the radiator, nothing like that. We're good. I says, okay, let's just keep going, because we were going to go back and get a different truck. I said, nah, this truck is good, it's just fish. That's $4,000 damage right there. So we get in Ohio, Aaron gets out of the truck, he says, what's wrong with your tire on your axle? I said, well, that's a broken axle right there. Oh, great, okay. Well, I'm a past fabricator welder, thinking, okay, all I need is a welder, I can fix this thing. So he's on the phone trying to find a welder, and all of a sudden 2 guys pull up with this truck. It said township on it. I said, hey, you got a welder at your township? He says, yeah. I said, well, can I rent it? Oh, hell, just come on over. I said, okay. So we get over, I pry it up, and we come along the bottom of the tire to suck it in closer to the axle, because when I crawled under there first to look at it, I thought, oh, this was a bad weld job. So hopefully I'm getting a new axle out of it. But I cranked it over. I got a TikTok video. It's how many, 1,000?
100,000.
Unbelievable. I'm taking a big 15-pound, hitting the tire with a piece of wood blocking to tweak it just a little bit more to get it closer, you know. So I re-welded it, and then we went on the Ohio catching fish that night. Everybody says, ah, there we go. You know, just one of those things. I told Aaron, I says, every time we go fishing, it's always an adventure. You never know what's going to happen. So now in December, I'm with Keith Gavias up at Lake of the Woods, early ice. Got a brand new UTV in the back there. There's a 35-inch northern they got there, and nice little walleyes. If you ever want to fish Lake of the Woods or Red Lake, go up there in early ice. It is just phenomenal. It's one after another. It's crazy stuff. So on Sunday night, we're late fishing, and the wind is just picking up now. My tent is flopping all over. I texted Keith, I says, I'm going to go in, and I had enough out here. So I pack up everything. I'm trying to follow my trail plotter on my GPS and that. Oops, I went in. Holy shit. So I got this brand new side-by-side. I stopped. I was trying to get my bearings because I had the wind blowing and all that, and all of a sudden I felt the right side jump in. I thought, oh shit. I grabbed the door, I flipped it open. I'm up to my waist already in water before I could get out of this thing. So I get out, and Keith and his buddy actually saw me go in, so they came over real quick. Wanted to know if I was all right. I said, yeah, I'm just pissed. I dropped it in, and that's in 8 feet of water there. I had a nebulous. I had 2 of them along. That nebulous is a neat little thing. It's a manual pull. It inflates. Being in 8 feet of water, I didn't have to deploy, but I didn't know how deep it was going to be in that area. So he wanted to pull it out that night. I said, no, I'm not risking anybody else out here for this stuff. I said, we'll come back the next day. Thank God Brian and I, the owner of Adrian's Resort up there, had a good crew. We went out the next day, and then we pulled it out right there. It was cold. So being that cold up there, 12-hour drive back the next day, this thing was a brick. And I told the insurance adjuster, I says, it's junk because whatever water, because it went down running. One guy said, well, you need to turn it off and put it in gear and park. Yeah, right, I'm gonna do that while I'm going down, I said. So I told the insurance adjuster what happened. I says, it's junk, you ain't gonna fix it because you're gonna have to worry about electrical in the future. And whatever cavities that water got into are gonna freeze and crack and not be any good. I've had 5 people call me on this rigger. It's up in Appleton at a salvage yard, and they want to know what's wrong. I says, if you're mechanically inclined, go for it, but it ain't going to be worth it. A lot of good parts on it, but that's about it.
Tell everybody why you're sharing this. About ice safety.
Well, being a firefighter, retired and all that, I've done a lot of ice water rescue, and that's the first question they asked me, were you scared? I said, well, I wasn't scared, more PO'd at myself that I went in. But I want to make people realize and know about these new UTVs. They're a great machine, great toy, but they're going to be a death trap for someone. Because once they go down, you're going head first, and these doors open this way. You're not going to get out that way. The only way I'm thinking is maybe the back window. So I'm going to do some research, hopefully find some Lexan. I want to build my own back window where I can push it out to get out of these things if you go in. Because like I said, that thing will be a death trap for someone. And getting older doesn't help, trust me. I actually thought I tore my rotator cuff trying to crawl out of that damn thing, so, but at least it's back in normal. But just, I always say, there is no safe ice. Only safe ice is ice in a glass. And we've had 4 or 5 trucks go in this past week in Winnebago already, even a couple UTVs. So if you do go out there, please travel in pairs. Tell someone that you're going to be out there or where you're going to be, what time you're coming home. Take whatever safety precautions you can, ice picks, throw bags, put your cell phone in a Ziploc bag, that kind of stuff. You know, just be aware of your surroundings, and hopefully you don't have this problem. That's about it. So, but there's another one of our stickers that we had made up. So thank HG. Enterprises, Vexen, Mikey the Kill Zone, my DPI printing, my son Aaron, and especially my wife, she puts up with me for doing all this fishing and all that kind of stuff. So you're kind of looking at 30 years all put together here in half an hour. There's my family, all in our shirts. So, but any questions right now? Otherwise, we got stuff up here you can look at. I'll talk more about it if you want to look at it. We got Mikey's Kill Zones. How much you?
Let me say something.
Okay, come on up.
Okay. Hey, guys. My name is Mike Schultz from Marietta, Wisconsin. First off, thanks for coming, guys. I know you had to go out of your way, but hopefully this is going to be a good thing. Anyway, I only got one product, but I got two sizes of it, right? I don't know how the hell he keeps track of all his stuff.